Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about something really interesting from architecture perspective. That's the reason you see on the slide hub and spoke model that we encounter every other day in the field of cloud architecture. But today's topic is single app gateway versus multiple app gateway in the hub network or in the hub or shared services. All right, so let's get started. Well, we have single gateway, let's suppose, in our hub network or shared services, or we can have multiple app gateways as per the requirement. But what and who decides single versus multiple app gateway under the shared services or hub network? That's what we are going to learn today. So first of all, we'll see the pros and cons of single application gateway and then the multiple application gateway, and then we'll see the decision factors. So if we are going to deploy single app gateway in shared services or in our hub network, we can do it. And I have seen most of the people do that, but who decides that? Right? That's the question. So we'll see the decision factor as well. But first, let's see what are the pros for that. All right, so let's see what are the pros and cons if we are using single application gateway with WAF on hub or shared services or network. So the very first thing is simplified management, which means managing a single application gateway for multiple applications simplifies the administrative overhead and centralizes the traffic management. So if you have uh, s- what would I say? The management simplification is your goal, then you could use the single app gateway. That's one of the pros, of course. Then cost efficiency, because you are running single app gateway instead of multiple, so you are saving cost for sure. And then the centralized security policy, which means implementing and updating web application firewall rules and security policies can be done in one place, ensuring consistent security posture across all applications. So these are the pros for using a single application gateway that you can think for. These are the benefits that you're getting. But what are the cons? The very first is the shared resources. You can easily relate it with cost, right? Shared resources. So all applications share the app gateway's bandwidth and resources, which might lead to performance bottlenecks if the traffic volume is high, or if one application consumes disappro- disappropriate or disproportionate resources, because it's a shared resources, so there could be a risk. Then the blast radius, which means a configuration error or security issue in the app gateway, could potentially affect all applications routed through it because it's a single one at the front. Then we have limited customization. Customizing WAF rule or settings for individual applications might be challenging, as changes could impact all applications which are using shared app gateway. So these are the pros and cons if you're utilizing single application gateway. Let's see what we get or what we compromise on the multiple app gateway. So in a multiple app gateway, the very first thing is isolation. If you remember, the con of single is shared resources. Hence, the pros of multiple is isolation. Each application or a group of applications can have its own app gateway, isolating traffic and resources. This reduces the risk of one application's issues affecting others. Then customized control. With dedicated application gateways, you can tailor WAF rules, SSL certificates, and routing rules to meet specific application requirements without affecting others. And scalability. Each app gateway can be scaled independently based on the traffic and performance requirements of the application it serves. All right, so these are the pros. And what are we losing if you're using multiple app gateway? The very first thing is it will definitely increase the complexity. Managing multiple application gateways increases operational complexities, requiring more effort to maintain and monitor each instance. And of course, if there are multiple app gateways for multiple applications, accordingly, you have to apply the RBAC policies, IAM, and different stuff. Hence, it will increase the complexity. Now, higher cost, and it will also increase the complexity because you do have the capability to customize the control in each application gateway. So it's like blessing in disguise. Anyways, higher cost. Deploying multiple application gateway will increase the cost because you're running more resources on the cloud, and each instance is built separately. Now, decentralized management is something that we will get if we are using multiple app gateways, which means security policies and configurations need to be managed individually for each app gateway, which can complicate consistency across the environment, but you have the freedom or the opportunity to work as per the requirement of particular application on that app gateway, which means customized control is there, which makes it decentralized management. So again, this is the same thing. You're getting something, but you have to compromise on something. All right, so we understand the benefit and the disadvantage of single app gateway and multiple app gateway, which is not a huge deal, but we need to understand it. Now, accordingly, we have to decide, do we need single app gateway or multiple? And decision factors will be on application architecture. Consider if your applications require dedicated resources, isolation, or have unique security needs that necessitate separate app gateways. Because you have to choose or architect as per the requirement. So, how would you require? How would you decide? The decision factor is your application architecture. If the application architecture is as such, you have to use multiple app gateways. Doesn't matter if the usage is very low. Then traffic flow, because we talked about usage. So usage also decides, right? But application is always wins over the usage. Anyways, both are connected. We'll dig it deeper. So, traffic volume and patterns. Assess if single app gateway can handle the combined traffic efficiently without performance degradation. So, you could choose app gateway if your application architecture allows and it can handle the traffic. So, traffic volume and patterns decide single or multiple. Then, security and compliance requirements will decide. How? Determine if applications have different security requirements that would benefit from customized WAF policy provided by using separate app gateways. Maybe those policies are not applicable for the other applications. So that's why it decides. This is a decision factor. And finally, whenever we talk about cost, because it is OPEX model, cost is always the factor. So evaluate the cost implications of deploying and managing multiple app gateways versus the potential benefits of improved performance, security, and isolation. So in summary, the decision should be based on a careful analysis of your organization's specific requirements and constraints. In some scenarios, a hybrid approach might also be viable. Yeah, do not just think single versus a hybrid approach might be viable, where critical or high traffic applications are assigned dedicated app gateways while others share a common gateway, balancing cost, manageability, and performance needs. With that, let's close the video. I hope it was informative and you guys have a wonderful